Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today, the 10th of January. And we have got a fairly big inside bar here, which it could be a warning that something bigger to come, but at the same time, have a look at what we bounced off. So you can see this was a very, very strong area of support in 2021 and has been a strong area of resistance in 2022. So it does make sense that you're going to get some form of rejection here. You're not going to fly through that without some catalyst that's going to drive us through that. So as I said yesterday, you're looking to buy, but you don't want to be buying up here. You're looking to buy off support. Now we are coming up to the first support area, and we've actually tagged it this morning already, which is 14,673. However, I don't like the way the oscillators are looking for that, and I'm just going to drop down a little bit lower because any one of these tails here would offer support, and the next level down is going to be in this area of 14,583. So when we start drilling down through the time frames, you can see we're in a strong upward trend on the 3-hour. We do have a grouping of the oscillators, and we have crossed over. Now V reversals are rare, and this is currently a V reversal. Nice pin bar off the levels, so on a 3-hour perspective, for a quick scalp, that would have been your move there. It's a 1-to-1 trade, but as far as I'm concerned, we are still waiting for an opportunity to buy into this. Now there is another strong level lower down here, and that is down here. And then at the same time, I'm going to get a little bit messy here. We've got to line up these fractals here because there's your current trend line there. Just put in place. So there's your first swing low, there's your second swing low. So it's kind of a weak trend line, but it has got 2 touches on it, so if it gets a third touch it starts strengthening, but it's pretty steep, so it's really, really steep for a trend line. But nevertheless, we need to trade what we see and not try second guess things. So this is the first area. We've already got a double pin bar off here, not quite a tweezer bottom because we've got that green bar in between. But right now, it's forming a fairly decent little pullback range. It's also, if you look at price action, move up, retracement, move up, retracement, move up. So I would be expecting another attempt at 14,821. I'm going to expect a few attempts at here until we get the catalyst that actually drives through, or the catalyst that rejects it properly and everybody gives up, and then we would see a proper rejection of that level. So that's kind of the setup that I'm looking at the moment. If we drill down to the 3-hour, have a look at yesterday. Now, yesterday we were looking for a pullback onto some form of structure. We didn't quite get it. So this would have been the best area here, which was 14,620, but that didn't materialize. We sort of just hovered around sideways and then rallied. And then even this rejection on the 15-minute would not have been a proper entry. You can see how we closed above it there. So I'm a little bit skeptical about everything we're seeing at the moment. So right now, I said earlier, we're forming a bit of a range here. There it is there. And for those of you familiar with the London breakout strategy, there's also the DAX opening range breakout strategy. And that is what this is at the moment. So the DAX will open up at 9 o'clock my time. So for between 9 and 10, it forms a range, and that is the breakout that a lot of people trade. So if we are moving to the upside, then obviously we're going to move pretty aggressively back up to this area. If we're moving to the downside, it's going to be a bit labored and slow, and I think this trend line will probably more than likely hold us up. But if we do get through this, then this level here is definitely your next target at 14,583. And then you have a little gap here, you've got another little gap down here, and then you've got this big gap here. So that would start setting up a bigger pullback. I'm not entirely convinced of that, to be honest. So we are in between the moving averages here. So what I would be doing at the open, pay attention to the current high of the morning. If we sort of get a 15-minute bar that closes above that. I don't know why it doesn't want to do that for me, but so the current high is at 14,731. So we get a 15-minute bar that closes above that. Would be a fairly decent opportunity to buy. Your stop is below the range, so that's 80 points, and you're looking to gain 80 points basically because it's back up into this 14,821 area, so 1-to-1 trade. That's pretty much the setup that I've got today. If there is some form of catalyst, and there are some results coming out, oil's retreating a bit, so there could be some more positive noise coming out of Europe, and that would then set up a breakout of 14,821. But we need to wait for that on the high time frame, preferably on a weekly, before we start jumping in there. So that's kind of the setup that I've got for this morning. It's really the 1-to-1 trade. There's not going to be much else this morning, and then we'll have to wait to see what the USA does. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning.